I've been in the field like the children of the corn. I can hear the tears when they drop over the phone. Get mad at yourself cause you can't leave me alone. Gossip, get messy, it ain't what we doing. Traveling around the world, over the phone dropping tears. I get my phone when I can feel. When you drunk you tell me exactly how you feel.
Man, what's up? This is your boy Lucky Loco coming at you with the story about the Fourth Amendment, man. A lot of people don't know about your constitutional rights, one being pulled over by the Popo. So as I'm watching these videos on Facebook, YouTube, you get caught in a couple hours of free time of being able to go watch these videos. What become real interesting is that I have a situation as well as watching these videos. So I'm a kid. This is early, about late 90s. We're getting into a party. I'm hanging out with this GD, this black dude, and we're getting ready to party. So I grab some party utensils or party supplies, as you would say. Some of the girl. Well, anyways, so we're walking down the street and we're gonna go get some beers. We're in a busy neighborhood, so it's a nice, warm summer day, man. So we're walking down the street. And we get maybe like 2-3 blocks down the street before the liquor store. And the cop sees us, and then we make eye contact with them, and he turns a corner and he bends around and comes back. 90s, 80s. Used to this kind of stuff. But in time, didn't have enough time to grab in my pocket and throw whatever was on me. So he comes pulling up and screeches all hard. Hey, you guys spray painting corners? You guys spray painting? I was like, what the fuck is it? No, I'm not spray painting corners. I'm not spray painting walls. He's like, come here. And he reaches right for my pocket to where he's going in. And I'm like, pull away. And I was like, hey, man, what the fuck you doing? And he's like, oh, you pulled away. Now I get to search whatever it is that you have on you. Throws me down on the ground. Pulls out a ball. And he's like, oh, I thought you were Tagger. You end up being something else. So he fucking arrests me. Takes me in, books me, and he takes me to the county, and I get a public defender, and this was a real one, bro. His name is Guillermo Garibay. He's now a private attorney out of Pueblo, Colorado, and he came up, and I told him the situation, and he was like, hey, check this out. He said, this is a legal search and seizure. We'll get the date started. We'll get going. And I don't hear from him. So he has all the confidence in the world because he knows this is a legal search and seizure violation of the Fourth Amendment. So time goes on. I'm in county jail. I'm the only northerner in the unit. And, it gets rough for a motherfucker that's the only 18, 19-year-old kid that's sitting in a pod full of convicts and gangbangers are rivals. But hey, your boy stood his ground, never checked in, never rolled it up. And it started becoming like, oh, that's the homie. Like they started like, hey, you could come sit at a table. There's somebody gone. And, really embraced, rocking the homeboy to sleep. I kept my eyes on him and everything, but ended up, they're like, hey, man, homeboy's not checking in. He's fighting. He's doing whatever, just stupid stuff. So as time goes on, and they're like, oh, this is your first felony? Come on, you're going to get probation. You might as well tell him you just take probation. You're guilty for it. And not knowing all this stuff that's going on. And then so time goes on, and I see Guillermo Garibay. You see him leaving the unit and going somewhere else. I'm like banging on the door. Hey, gay. He comes by and it's like, hey, man, tell him I'll go ahead and take the plea bargain. I'll take probation. I want to get out of here. He's like, no, you're not taking probation. He's like, you're going to beat this. So I don't see him for another 2 months, and boom, boom, boom. Hey, man, tell him I'll take probation. And I'm a young kid, no family members, no anything then. Really gave a damn about my bond or anything, and didn't make any friends yet. I just, it's, so I'm sitting in there, I'm like, damn, I'm going to get out, young kid, want to go out and go party, go do whatever. So I'm sitting in the cell, and then the day comes. They're like, all right, you got court, it's a preliminary hearing. So as I get into the preliminary hearing to, get into the court thing, and Guillermo Garibay, he comes up and he's like, "Hey, look, just tell the story that you did. The officers here." And I didn't recognize him, and he was just like, he's in his plain clothes, and he's all like smiling and looking at me like, "Oh, this Lucky Loco's roasted. He's gonna go to prison. He's gonna go to jail. He's gonna catch a felony." So they get up, and then I go up on the preliminary stand. I go up in the stand. They're like, I tell the story of exactly what I've told you guys. Didn't put no extra sauce on it or anything. I had no clue what the fuck was going on. And then so they put this officer up on the stand, and then he was like, "Yeah, he was walking in the neighborhood," and then he was like, "Okay, the call was I was on Abriendo Boulevard. That's what it was." And he goes, "You're on Abriendo. You're cruising through Abriendo Boulevard. What is it that where was the call at?" And the call was like about maybe like 9 blocks away, like north of where we were at. And so we were. He was like, "Oh, I was in a call. Some kids were spray painting. He was in the area, and he was like, okay, that's understandable. Yeah, so they were in the area. How far? Where was the location? Where was the call at?" And he was like, "It's at the high school." And he was like, "That's about 9 blocks away." He goes, "Well, how long ago did this happen?" And he was like, "Oh, I'd say about maybe 20, 30 minutes ago." And he goes, "So you think they ran towards where their location's at?" And he goes, "Could be a possibility." And then he was like, he tells his story, but then my lawyer, he's going after him. And then he's like, "So, did Mr. Bob have a can of spray paint in his hands?" He's like, "No." "Did he have spray paint residue in his hands?" He's like, "No." He goes, "But he was in the location." He goes, "That's a pretty busy area. How many other people were?" There's about maybe 100 and something people. Super busy, summertime. Everybody's out and about. And he's like, "Yeah, it's about 100 and something." And he's like, "So you decide to pull him over and his friend, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, they were in the area, but out of all the other 100 people that were there, you decide to pull them over." And he's like, "No." He goes, "It was them two." And he goes, "Okay, so what? So they didn't have spray paint in their hands. They didn't have spray paint residue. You just jumped out the car and you start throwing them around." And he's like, "I did try to search Mr. Bob." And he goes, "For what reason? What did he do right now? What is it that he was doing?" He was like, "He was just walking." Okay, so he was just walking, and he thought he was a spray painter, a tagger. And he goes, "Yeah," and I thought his friend was too. So as the thing goes on, he's talking about. He's like, "Okay, so I want to get the description of the people that you're on call for." And then he was like, "Oh, well, it was two white males spray painting the walls." He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Does Mr. Bob look white to you?" He's like, "No." "What about his friend?" I can't remember the homeboy's name. It's been so long, but he was this black dude. He goes, "No." And he goes, "Well, what color was is Mr. Bob's friend that he was walking with?" He was black. "So you're looking for two white people, and you come pull up, and you pull Mr. Bob over, you start throw him down on the ground, and you pull out a baggie. Did you even pat him, search him? Did you even have any?" And he goes, and then he was like, "No." Then they put me back up on the stand, and they're asking about the Fourth Amendment right and all this other stuff. And I tell it, I was like, "Yeah, he violated my Fourth Amendment right. He didn't ask me anything. And then threw me down on the ground." And then the judge asks, he goes, "Where did you learn about these amendment rights?" And I said, "I watch a lot of cops." He laughs. Everybody laughs. And here's the cops like, or no, the judge is like, "Oh my God." They're like, "Okay, well, it's a clear case of the Fourth Amendment rights being violated. Case dismissed." Hits the gavel. Cops pissed. Takes off, and I'm sitting there. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I'm sitting there. I was like, "Damn, what the hell's going on, man?" And then I go back, take me off the stand, bring me down, and I'm talking to Guillermo. And Guillermo's like, "Hey, check it out, man." He's like, "You're going home. No charges, no probation, no nothing, man." So, a lot of this stuff that wasn't recorded back in the day, they didn't have stuff. They just went off the word of mouth. And a lot of the stuff used to be manipulated back in the day. And if you watch old cases of cops, they used to do this all the time, come through. Anybody knows in the 90s, we have no fucking rights. And they come up, jack us up, even beat the shit out of us sometimes. If they felt like it, it is what it is. You know, we all knew what was in store, what we're doing, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? Just watching these Fourth Amendment rights, man. If you're out doing tricky stuff, man, know your rules, know your rights. Unless, you know, somebody gets you hemmed up, there's no reason you should. Even if you ain't doing anything tricky, man, just know your rights when the cops do approach you. And, you know, if you want to follow along, I do. It's no problem with me, whatever. It's give them my name and be like, all right. You know, because you never know. These cops, you never know. They'll kick the shit out of you, put you in jail, and you're over here fighting a case. Even worse, some of them may unalive you. So, you know, it's all dependent on the situation. If you got that privilege of them not thinking you're a threat, yeah, flex that. I appreciate these people that do flex their ability to talk to the cops like that, because a good majority of us can't, because we can't. They're the voice of us. And I appreciate stuff like that. I watch these videos, even if they're not doing anything wrong. They're doing weird stuff, making videos and all this other stuff. But yeah, just a little something, a little story I wanted to tell you. Let's see what's going on, man. Well, go ahead and comment. Let me know what you think about my videos, what other stuff you'd like to hear about your boy Lucky Loco. And then I got a second story of the same police officer. Yeah, same police officer. So go ahead and I'll go ahead and start a second video of that.